Alright guys, so in this video I'll explain to you how to do a muscle up on the rings. Now before we start, I would like to say that I have not mastered this movement, so my form is not the best, it's not most strict, but I am learning and I would like to share that with you guys. So a muscle up, it's a compound movement, strength training exercise, and it works your whole upper body, and in this video I've broken it down to 3 steps. So the first stage of the muscle up is the false grip pull up. Now in this stage you have to try to maintain a false grip and pull yourself up to the rings with an L-sit position, try to engage your core. Now once the rings are in line with your chest, you will try to bring your elbows over and then transition from the false grip pull up into a dips position. So this is a very steep dip, so before you start this I definitely tell you to do steep dips, which I'll explain later in this video. And as you can see, one of the rings is farther out than the other, so that form is wrong. The closer the rings are, the easier it is for you to balance. And once you reach the top of the dip, you can bring the rings outwards, which will affect your chest more, and try to maintain the L-sit position again to engage your core. So another thing to be taken into account is the eccentric and concentric movement of the muscle up. As you can see, once I push myself up, once I've completed the muscle up, as I come back down to do another rep, you can see I control myself on the way down. I had no swinging, no momentum or anything in order to maintain a strict form for doing a muscle up. As you can see, as I push myself up, bring the rings outwards, L-sit position, and I go back down and maintain that position in order to do another rep. So the harder you go down, the harder it is for you to push yourself back up. So when you do the false grip pull up, the muscles that you're targeting will be the wrist and finger flexor muscles located in the forearm. You'll be targeting your biceps as you pull yourself up, and also your latissimus dorsi or your lats will be targeted in this. So since you'll be maintaining an L-sit position, your core will also be engaged in this movement, and once you transition into a dip position, you'll be targeting the pectoral muscles in the chest, you'll be targeting the shoulders and also the triceps, since it's a pushing movement. So in conclusion, the muscle up is definitely a very effective exercise since it consists of both pushing and pulling exercises. So it basically works on all your muscles in the upper body, but it does require a lot of strength. But it's actually a very easy movement once you break it down to 3 steps. So the false grip position, you have your transition and then your dip. So in order to do them, you must be consistent, but it does require a lot of strength. So as you can see in this again, false grip position into the transition to the dip. As you can see in this part now, I will actually have the rings closer to myself than before, so it's easier for me to balance, and then rings outwards and also L-sit position. And you can see that I also focus on the eccentric movement, so I come down in a very controlled manner in order to do another rep. So if you actually observe the muscle up, the dip that's required in it will definitely be the steep dip, because you're pulling yourself from a lower position to the dip. So that's why I would definitely suggest to practice the steep dips. So what you do, just go on the rings and see how low you can go with your dips and push yourself up, and try to maintain the L-sit position at the top and bring the rings outwards to get the most of the exercise. But if you can't do that, just do basic dips, just go down very little bit and then go back up. And once you're comfortable with that, just keep going lower and lower, and then try to engage your core into it as well, doing the L-sit position, and also bring the rings outwards. In order to practice the false grip pull up, get into the false grip position and pull yourself all the way up until the rings are in line with your chest, like so, and try to mimic the movement you would if you did a pull up in the muscle up. So as you can see, I bring the rings outwards, I go up, and as I go down, outwards again. So go up, pretend like I'm about to transition, then go back down, outwards again. So in order to get that false grip position, place the ring between the thumb and your index finger and bring it back down, and by default you'll be in the false grip position. So how I start off the muscle up is I start off by getting assist with one leg. So I push myself up off one leg, then went into the dip, push myself up, rings outwards, controlling the eccentric movement, one leg back on the ground, and went back slowly. So after I was comfortable with that, I did it with just sitting on the ground, so no assist this time, keeping both legs off the ground. Push myself up to the dip. As you can see again, I will try to bring the rings outwards, go back down, controlling eccentric, keep both feet off the ground, and went back, no assist. So once you're comfortable with that, then try to do a muscle up with both legs off the ground, and then you have completed the full muscle up. Definitely from my experience, I'd advise you to be very consistent with this movement. So yeah, that is the full muscle up tutorial, and I'll try to make more videos like this, so definitely subscribe to check them out, and I will see you guys in the next video.